The following is a presentation of The Day.
An atmosphere unlike any we have seen in quite a while, as the Lions' Den is filled to capacity. Of course, on the campus of Wheeler High School in North Stonington, the Titans from Wallingford Sheehan High School have made the trip, and they'll be in the Den in second-round action here in the CIAC State Tournament, and all the action's live on game day. Tonight, game day is brought to you by Bariah Lewis Farm, a North Stonington family-run farm, East Coast Jewelry and Loan, serving the local community for 14 years. Northeast Truck and Off-Road, your local source for truck and Jeep accessories in Gales Ferry. Chinook River Brewery and Wood-Fired Pizza in downtown North Stonington. And Christine Wagner of State Farm. It's always a good decision with State Farm. We'll get more into them as we go, but for now, Casey O'Neill and the coach, Chris Giusti. And we are in the midst of the crowd and the people. We've got kids on the stage. We got the bleachers full. We got fed before the game, so I'm feeling a little warm in my tummy. And this is actually an environment unlike any we have had in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, think about tonight when you see the pictures of the gym on your screen. There's twice as many people in this gymnasium than walk through the hallways during a school day here at Wheeler High School. It is electric in here. Walking in just a moment ago, one of the patrons said, "Did you ever think you'd see so many people in this gym to watch a basketball game?" It's a little bit like Hoosiers tonight, Casey.
Well, the last time that a game like this was played here, the sports doctor had his 1955 Converse sneakers on in the old gym. He's now with a proud member of the Wheeler community, and he's a proud member of the Wheeler community. Sports doctor.
Hey, Casey, coaching the Lions Den. Listen, this is state tournament basketball time here in North Stonington. It feels good to be home, and like Coach said, it is electric in here. Wheeler High School come here off of a Division II ECC championship. Now it's house money. Let's roll the dice. Lose and go home, guys. What a great atmosphere, and it should be a great ball game tonight.
Well, it might be 9 versus 25, but it's representative of what happens in these tournaments where the seeds get thrown out the window. Teams, you look at who played who in the conferences. You said Sheehan, you had them picked for an upset. You saw this coming. So did Peter Wappie. You guys had this one circled because, quite frankly, you never know, who's going to get that early season upset. We've seen it up and down the board. Talk a little bit about what Wheeler is facing tonight and what the road ahead really looks for them.
Well, John Wodach, the head coach of Sheehan, has really turned this program around. They had 3 wins last year. They had 10 in the regular season this year. Had a big win the other night, upsetting the 8 seed Northwestern, which saved Wheeler a heck of a long bus drive across the entire state, and they got to have a home game here in the second round where they were able to sell this gym out in less than 4 hours. So the Sheehan Titans play in the SEC. They play some of the teams that are perennial powers along the shoreline. They play tough competition. They'll be tested. They have a team that comes in with a lot of versatility. A lot of different guys can shoot the three, led by number 21, Hodeling.
So you see there the crowd of Wheeler Lions on the stage. Wheeler, 220 students in the school. About 80% of them are here tonight. This is a team that we've seen all year long, has stayed together. We had them circled from last year as a team that would make some noise, and they've certainly done that. Now, part of me really wanted to see a North Stonington team travel to Winstead because I was curious if they would try to enlist the helicopter to get them there.
Yeah, for sure.
But instead, we've got ourselves a home game for Wheeler, and because of the bracket, if they win this, there's a potential home game again. Well, actually, if they win this, there's another home game in their future.
Yeah, the 32 seed Tollins upset Morgan, the #1 seed that was 18-2, so a heartbreaking loss for Morgan to end their season, but Morgan's heartbreak could be one of Wheeler's biggest benefits, as they could get to the quarterfinals in the CIAC state tournament for only the second time in school history if they're able to win tonight.
There's a lot at stake. Obviously, you lose and you go home, but for a school like Wheeler, when I say there's a lot at stake, this is the ECC Division II champion. The last time they won a game in the championship, they were at Mohegan Sun. They want to get back to Mohegan Sun again. They've been sort of given, I don't want to say a gift, but this is a home game that wasn't guaranteed. They're facing another home game. The road, you can't ask much more for the early part of the road for Wheeler. The question's going to be how they react to this environment, because they've never had an environment like this. And how is Sheehan going to react? They've made this trip, and again, everyone's right in your lap here at Wheeler.
Yeah, the atmosphere that Sheehan faced the other night, they were the road opponent against the #8 seed. Sheehan's the #25 seed, but that Northwestern gymnasium was maybe a quarter full. There were a lot of empty seats in the bleachers. It's a much bigger gym, to be fair, but there was a lot of empty seats in the bleachers. They didn't have to deal with the adversity of being a road team. Tonight, they will deal with that adversity as much as any game they deal with in the SEC. And these teams have had some common opponents. They both played Branford and Guilford. Sheehan lost to Guilford twice and split with Branford, while Wheeler beat both Branford and Guilford.
Let's take a moment to honor America with our national anthem.
Sung tonight by the Wheeler Chamber Choir.
Basketball, it's all about doing the little things, so it's time for some freshly squeezed juice. Coach, what are the keys to tonight's game?
Well, Casey, for Sheehan, it's about ball security. Absolutely cannot have live ball turnovers and allow Wheeler to get transition opportunities. Get back. Wheeler is terrific in transition. The Titans must get back on D and prevent easy baskets. And from way downtown, you got to shoot well from the three-point land tonight to generate scoring. For Wheeler, it's about attacking the gaps. Sheehan will mix up defenses, playing both man and zone. There will be opportunities to attack the basket or to score on open kickouts for three-point shots. Don't reach. The Lions have a short bench, so they can't play reckless and get into foul trouble. Play strong defense without reaching in and fouling. And stay composed. It's going to be incredible in here tonight, but you can't win this game with one play. Stay focused. Execute one play at a time.
Now, the folks at Sheehan were appreciative because they're also maroon. So they were like, hey, we get to wear our maroon. And tonight, if you're looking and saying a sea of maroon, it could be anybody. It could be from both sides. The biggest little center in all the land, DeAndre Bransford, is going to jump it up for Wheeler. And Jackson Crowell-Massey jumped it up for Sheehan. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be the first possession of the game to Wheeler. Brewer will inbound, and Kessler takes it over. Kessler, Zardes, Bransford, Krizowitz, and Brewer, your starting five for Wheeler.
Sheehan opens up in the 2-3 zone, extended on the wings.
Justin Smith, Jake O'Brien, Brewer in the lane, in and out. And a strong rebound and a good outlet. Sheehan's going to try to run. And there's Zardes from behind, but he steps on the end line. Justin Smith, Jake O'Brien, Jackson Crowell, Massey, Cade, Mark Antonio, and Owen Hodeling are the starting five for Sheehan.
Owen Hodeling, probably their best player, a good three-point shooter. Mark Antonio was their all-league nominee.
Baseline kick out. Good move, strong move to the basket by Crowell Massey, but it doesn't go. And Wheeler will have its second possession. I like what they had with Brewer at the free throw line. That's a shot he's going to knock down a lot. They have not seen a lot of this zone. Good look for Brewer. In the lane, no good. Bransford tries the tip, and he does to Zardes. Pull up, jump shot, splash.
Wheeler in the traditional man-to-man. They like to play aggressively on the perimeter.
There's Zardes, 2-on-1 with Bransford. It's behind the back, but it's going to be kicked, and it'll stay with Wheeler. I think the singular key to the Wheeler run is what you said as one of your keys. They are not deep. This starting five plays the whole game with the exception of maybe a sub or two. You might see Montigny for a few minutes. They have yet to have to play a game as Bransford misses long and out of bounds. It'll go stay here with Wheeler. They have not had to face a Kessler rolled ankle or a Bransford foul, 4 fouls in the third quarter. That's going to happen somewhere on this road. The question is how they handle it. Good job by the officials talking it over and turning it back over to Sheehan. They're going to have to do that at some point. You're going to have to play 7 guys. Only New London High School last year in the girls' side showed that you can do it. I mean, you can't do it that way.
Well, Coach Bailey's trying to follow that blueprint, that's for sure.
Well, you can go 6. First 3 of the game, no good. Rebound, Brewer. You can go 6, maybe 7, but someone's going to have to play some minutes somewhere. We'll see where that is. Coach Bailey using the visual signals in the Loud Gym tonight.
Yeah, this is a high school game, man. All the big gyms that they've been able to play in, this is throwback tonight.
Zardes with a floater, no good. But he gets it, reaches in, and the steal. Tries to find Bransford. It's out of bounds. It'll go back over to Sheehan.
Zardes been the best player on the floor so far. He's hanging around after missed shots. He got an offensive rebound, and he got a couple steals already. That energy is what Wheeler fuels themselves.
Out of bounds, good pressure. It went off of Crowell Massey. Early impression, Wheeler is going to be able to put pressure on Sheehan that they're not accustomed or comfortable with. And the knock on Sheehan has been they don't necessarily handle pressure that well. I can see already, though, the length of Sheehan's going to bother Wheeler in this 2-3. It's going to be about making shots for the Lions and where they're going to come from. Brewer.
It's going to come from that guy. He has an advantage in the short corner. They got to get him the ball. He got some high post shots. He's got to keep shooting.
Good hands from Brewer. Stays with the Titans. Hodeling inbounds. Mark Antonio. And that gets Sheehan on the board. Kessler, straightaway 3. Splash! Kyle Kessler, straightaway 3, gets Wheeler on top 5.
Yeah, they're going to have open jump shots. If they can stick open jump shots, Sheehan will have to come out of that zone.
Long 3 is good from Mark Antonio, the bomb. And then an offensive foul on Justin Smith after the play. But that's a big-time jump shot from deep by Cade Mark Antonio.
Yeah, he was their all-league nominee for the SEC. A very good three-point shooter.
That's a much-needed shot. I mean, down 5, those early leads can be problematic. And that was a big, get them right back in the mix. Little miscommunication and good hands from Zardes, but it'll stay with Sheehan. Good miscommunication that time. Wheeler trying to get that bounce pass into the high post.
And they'll set up with a little bit of half-court pressure of their own, and you see Kriszewicz is face guarding Mark Antonio. No help side.
Good hands from Zardes. Kessler has it ahead to Zardes, and he'll be fouled by Smith as he went up for the layup. Zardes will shoot two.
Zardes, I mean, we talk about, now this is an ECC reference for those of you watching from other conferences, but we talk about Amir Gray's hands are the fastest around these parts. Keith Zardes' hands might be just as fast.
I said in the ECC finals that the two best at jumping in the and anticipating the screen and jumping the screen are Amir Gray and Keith Zardes. They're two best in the league. Honestly, if you switched teams, I think they'd be doing the same thing. I don't think Zardes is a D2 effect. I think he can stand up with anybody. 1 of 2, and Smith has to come out of the game with his second foul. Forgione in for Sheehan. Zardes almost had the steal. Long three again, no good. That was Mark Antonio again. Kessler. Wheeler crowd starting to pick up the energy a little bit. Nice look on the baseline. Bransford, pump fake and finishes. He got Mark Antonio up in the air with a good pump fake.
Yeah, the old school land on 2, pump fake, let him fly by.
Good drive. Almost got there, Crowell Massey, but he couldn't finish. He's gotten to the basket a couple of times, hasn't been able to see a basket, however. There's Bransford again looking for the cutter. Kessler spot up 3, in and out. That one almost went down. It would have been an 8-point lead. Instead, running the floor is Sheehan. Kriszewicz, however, with good hands, and now a little bit sloppy. Mark Antonio for 3, got it! The kid can shoot. Cade Mark Antonio can't give him a second.
He's got all 8 points for the Titans.
You can see why he is an all-conference player. Brewer wants it in the corner as well, but Zardes being very patient. Good look, Kriszewicz, pump fake, no call. Up ahead it goes. Jumper is short and tip on the floor. It's loose. Kessler finally, it's gonna come down. It's a greased pig. Finally a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Sheehan.
Yeah, and I would say right now, Sheehan is making it tough on Wheeler to secure those offensive rebounds. Wheeler's gonna have to shore that up and not allow the Titans second chance opportunities.
I got to see how long they're going to run with Kriszewicz on Mark Antonio as well. I get he's the hardest working guy in show business, but Mark Antonio has gotten free for a couple of long threes. We'll see if they stay with this defensive strategy. Otherwise, I think the Wheeler defense has looked very sound.
Yeah, one of the times he got screens.
Basket no good as Forgione drove baseline and draws the foul. Foul will be on Bransford, and Forgione will shoot 2.
Fouls on white number 5 is first. Team's first. 2 shots.
So Sheehan with a chance to draw even here at 10 if he can make both of these. First one sits softly on the rim and falls. And Ahmed checks into the game for Sheehan. O'Brien will take a breather. Zion Ahmed. Little row, row, row your boat. That works, but they can't secure the rebound. Finally, Brewer gets it down for Wheeler. Little row, row your boat.
We'll have to ask Sports Doctor which stream is around these parts.
look. Zardes, jump shot, no good. Kessler, up ahead. Zardes finishes. Wheeler pressure causing problems for Sheehan. And more importantly, Mark Antonio twisted an ankle and is moving a little bit gingerly.
Yeah, he needs a sub.
He's calling for one right now. But I'll tell you what, his teammate huddling, knocking down a triple will certainly help.
Yeah, I like his game. A smooth shot. He hit some huge threes down the stretch against Northwestern the other night to bring Sheehan back. Sheehan was down by as many as 15 in the first half, and they were able to battle back against Northwestern.
Brady Risacci checking into the ball game, giving Mark Antonio a breather. So, Game Day is brought to you by Beriah Lewis Farm, a North Stonington family-run farm since 1791. 7 generations and going strong, continuing to provide quality dairy and beef in southeastern Connecticut. Good look to Bransford, swings to Brewer.
I liked when they had Brewer in the middle there at the high post. See if they go back to that.
Zardes for 3. Backboard, no good. Bransford gets outworked for the rebound. I should say outfought for the rebound. Coast to coast, and an offensive foul against Forgione as Krzyzewicz stood his ground.
That's what he does. The little things. He is the ultimate glue guy.
And it's the two styles are evident here. Wheeler is going to have to hit a higher volume of shots because Sheehan's going to shoot their way into keep themselves in this through the three-point line.
Absolutely.
Down under 30 seconds. Brewer, open 3, no good. Nice tip by Bransford. Now Wheeler can take the last shot and coach wants it.
Yeah, that's their style. They want to play in the 40s. This is Wheeler basketball right here.
10 seconds. Kessler up top, swinging to Brewer. Brewer on the baseline. Bransford spots up, no good. Tipped, back to Bransford, no good. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. We're going to keep it here and thank our sponsors, continuing with Beriah Lewis Farms. Proud to give back to our local community and to Wheeler basketball. So visit the social media pages for updated farm store hours and let us continue feeding your family. Also, by East Coast Jewelry and Loan. For 14 years, they've been serving the local community. How old? If you have a used or broken jewelry or silverware, don't worry about it. You don't want to pay the highest prices. They'll pay you the highest prices for your gold and silver. You need tools, electronics, jewelry? Don't sweat. See Brett at East Coast Jewelry and Loan. They're 2 miles from Foxwoods on Route 2 in North Stonington. Let's take a look here. Kessler with the great hands up ahead to Zardes, gathers and scores. And if Wheeler's going to continue to make a run, it's going to be with the pressure, right? And if Sheehan is going to stay in it, it's going to be with the long ball.
Yeah, Sheehan 3 of 4 from downtown in the first quarter. Only 8 shots attempted by the Titans, whereas Wheeler was 5 of 14, 1 of 3 from three-point land. So Wheeler's gotten a lot more shots up. Sheehan's hit 2 more three-pointers. We're tied.
We're at the end of 1. Perfect, right? Tie score. Kessler tries to break the tie, but he's short. And he reaches, hustles for the rebound. I think that's out of bounds off of Sheehan, and it is. So Sheehan's got to shore up. Once they get a rebound, you know that Kessler and Zardes are going to get handsy after the rebounds.
Mark Antonio still on the bench for the Titans. He's trying to jog it off on the sideline.
And he's good. He's going to the scorer's table, but he's definitely walking with a limp. Zardes, baseline, floater, no good. Krzyzewicz had the rebound and loses it. Zipping up ahead, Crowell Massey. And a high pass, open 3, no good. Rebound by Ahmed for Sheehan. That's the other part, right? Long rebounds off the missed threes.
And they're hunting for threes.
Quick trigger, Hodeling can't get it to go. Brewer rips down the rebound.
They get a rebound, and they actually are hunting for kickouts. which is one of the best opportunities to shoot a three after an offensive rebound.
Kessler tried to force that one in to Bransford. Officials are going to talk it over. And they're going to call a jump ball because they couldn't see who it went off of. Possession arrow will favor Sheehan. And we're going to get Marcantonio back into the game with a discernible limp.
Yep.
Versace will come out.
He's going to battle through it. It's playoff time.
Yeah, you go tomorrow, right? You can rest tomorrow if you win.
For sure.
Well, if you lose, you can rest tomorrow too, but it's not as much fun. Ahmed hounded by Kessler to O'Brien. Open three, Antonio, no good. Brewer with a rebound.
Sheehan 0 for 3 from three-point land this quarter.
Kessler and Brewer. Zardes, Bransford, same starting five. Krzyzewicz for Wheeler.
So far, Wheeler's been content to just play east-west basketball, move it around.
Dangerous pass by Brewer, turns it over. Zip down, good look. Underneath. Basket missed from Forgione. He was hounded by Zardes. Wheeler right now has to get their passing together. They're having some issues. Bransford can't get it to go. And a foul is going to be on Krzyzewicz on the reach. But right now, Wheeler's passing very, very sloppy. Trying to force it.
And the length of Sheehan is bothering the Wheeler jump shooters. I think that's why they got to find a way to get it to Brewer. He can see over that length. It's not going to bother him. The other thing I might think about doing is maybe throwing a couple ball screens in against that zone. You can use ball screens against the zone to create gap in interior drives.
I'll talk about that in a second. Liam Kelly checks into the game, another big body for Sheehan. Open look for three, no good. And Marcantonio, basket is good, and the foul. He'll go to the line, and for the first time, Sheehan on top by 2.
Yeah, 10 points for Marcantonio, 10 of the 14. It's offensive rebounds that's killing the Lions right now, as Sheehan has missed 4 3-pointers this quarter. They haven't made one, but they're able to continue to pound the glass and get offensive rebounds.
Great officiating, by the way. As Krzyzewicz gets his second foul, he'll come to the bench and Montigny will go in. But great officiating because Marcantonio and Krzyzewicz have been in each other's face the entire game, and the officials are just making sure, like, hey, let's just make sure it stays sportsmanlike. Long rebound. Comes Sheehan's way. Tie up, and that'll go to Wheeler.
Another offensive rebound, though.
It's the long shots create long rebounds. Now, I mentioned way back in our first broadcast that I was a huge fan back in my youth days coaching of having our kids set screens against zones because I felt like it really helped our shooters when they're young. And you see that right away. That's what Wheeler did. Zardes drives and gets the soft touch. I think it helps smaller players get those open looks rather than having to shoot it over the top of as well. Good feed underneath. And a finish by Liam Kelly.
And Sheehan's a lot deeper. They'll go 10 deep. We are seeing that sixth man for Wheeler now that Krzyzewicz has 2 fouls.
And the screener, if it's Brewer, comes right around and has an open look off the screen.
Yeah, the pick and pop.
Kessler, and I think right now it's just Wheeler trying to do a little bit too much. Make the good pass and resist the urge to try to thread the needle every time.
Yeah, they've only taken 3 shots this quarter, just continuing to turn the ball over.
Ryan Carmen into the game for Sheehan. He has it with Kessler on him. Montigny draws the assignment on Marcantonio. Hodling. And all the way to the basket goes Jake O'Brien. Biggest lead of the game for Sheehan is 4.
Yeah, Wheeler's man-to-man defense breaking down. Missed the assignment on that handoff. No help side.
Zardes drives, pulls up just inside the free throw line. It's strong. Montigny rebounds, however. Brewer, no good. Bransford rips away the rebound. He's hounded and finally fouled. And DeAndre Bransford, and if Wheeler's gonna get some energy, that's the guy that's gonna get it to him.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again that he is a beast inside, and he's able to finish usually with the trees. That time he draws the foul.
Two shots for DeAndre Bransford. First one is good. Forgione back in the game for Sheehan. You said that having talked with one of the opposing coaches that full court pressure bothered Sheehan as well.
Yeah, it might be one of the things that Coach Bailey has in his back pocket. But right now, this has been their blueprint, so he doesn't want to change too much. Still a lot of time left.
As much as they are a pressure team, they are not a full court pressure team. They're not a trapping pressure team.
Yeah, it's hard to just say, all right, well, we're going to do something that we've never done all season. But that's something you could say for the fourth quarter. Desperate times call for desperate measures. They're not even close to being at that point yet.
Brewer, that one was halfway down. Bransford gets the tie-up. Possession arrow will go to Sheehan, but that's a nice job by Bransford to earn the possession arrow back the other way. Crowell Massey will check into the basketball game for Sheehan.
You know, as bad as Wheeler might be playing by their standards, I think Coach Bailey has to be really happy with the tempo and pace. This is a Wheeler basketball game.
Yeah, some shots not going down. Give Sheehan credit. They're making it difficult for him. We got a blood. Bransford has a little cut on the wrist, so we're going to get him attended to. And the student section yelled they wouldn't stop it for wrestling. I pointed that out on a number of occasions.
They did actually, though. A
bloody nose gets you
bloody nose.
30 seconds, and
30
then
seconds.
a cotton swab shoved up your nose.
Yeah.
And you get a hazmat suit when there's a drop of blood on a basketball. Garrett Linehan into the game for Wheeler.
So there's your 7, Casey. You said they're going to have to go 7.
I put an asterisk on this one, though. Good crossover. Pull-up jumper, no good. And Kessler rips it down. Up ahead, Brewer, and a foul on Jackson Crowell Massey as he went up trying to get the pass and bumped Brewer.
Still, like you said earlier, Casey, some risky passes still that Wheeler is making.
I'd like to see Wheeler make 3 passes on the ground, 3 bounce passes. Bounce pass into the post, bounce pass diagonal. The lobs are tough against a long team like Sheehan. Threading the needle, hands are going to get on the ball.
Here's the ball screen. I love that.
Dangerous pass. Brewer for 3. That's going to be long. And a break as the ball scooched off of Forgione and out of bounds.
That's advantage Wheeler Gymnasium. The bleachers came up quick.
Going to get Bransford back in the game with a quick take job. I'm going to give you 6.5, not 7. Linehan's minutes. That's a half a guy.
Half a guy.
Half a guy.
I liked when they used that ball screen. I actually like to see Brewer come off that ball screen. He has the height to hit that foul line jumper.
Brewer drives. Wild left hand is good. Sometimes it just goes in the basket.
That's his 4th point, and we're tied.
Steal, Zardes, great hands, interception like a DB. Oh, and a break for Sheehan as that was halfway down. Other direction, pump fake, cross-court pass. And great finish by Crowell Massey at the basket. Check that, Mark Antonio.
Yeah, Mark Antonio with 12 of Sheehan's 20.
Dump down. Bransford spins, hounded, finds a cutting Brewer. Reverse layup, no good. Bransford with the offensive rebound. High and finishes. We're tied at 20.
He's just always there. Johnny on the spot. DeAndre on the spot.
Wheeler didn't like it. They thought there was an illegal screen. Montigny rips the rebound down, and Wheeler has a chance to regain the lead. We're tied at 20 as we're going to be under a minute here in the half.
Sheehan's gone ice cold from downtown. 0 for 5 from the three-point line this quarter.
Wheeler's going to take its time. Shot clock down to 10 right now. Brewer, nice bounce pass. Bransford turns it over. Oh, beautiful touch by Crowell Massey with the left hand. Finishes nicely for a 2-point Titans lead.
Shot clock off.
Last shot will go to Wheeler. Good look to Brewer. He thought he got fouled, and a strong rebound, but a turnover. Kessler under 10. Bransford put the brakes on, and a great block by Crowell Massey, but with 3.4 seconds left, Sheehan's its own worst enemy.
Yeah, man, that was a great pump fake and patience by Bransford, but even better recovery by the Titan defense to still alter that shot.
Crowell Massey is 6'4" and long, and I don't think, he doesn't look as long as he plays. 3 seconds. Zardes, long shot at the buzzer. Got it! Keith Zardes with the triple at the halftime buzzer. Puts Wheeler on top, 23-22, to the delight of the home crowd. The Sports Doctor has now leading coach Stephen Bailey. Sports Doctor.
Coach, you guys take a 1-point lead into the locker room. Their zone give you a little bit of trouble, though, on the offensive end?
It's keeping us from necessarily getting interior, but we just need to execute, make sure we get the ball right, pass around, and be able to find those nooks and crannies. They're playing a good job in it, but, defensively we're holding them as well. So.
Those sloppy basketball on your offensive end, too, extra passes and bad passes. How do you clean that up?
Just got to focus, mentally check in and be able to understand and have that IQ when playing basketball.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Game Day is also brought to you by Chinook River Brewery and Wood-Fired Pizza. Congratulations, they say. They're located in downtown North Stonington. They're here to stand behind and support our local team and coaches. And Christine Wagner of State Farm. When you make the right decision, it feels good. That's why State Farm agent Christine Wagner is right here in North Stonington to help you select the right protection at the right price. Christine will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I've always wanted to say that. We're at halftime, a 1-point lead for the home Wheeler Lions. We'll be back with highlights of the second half action on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
It's time for Game Day's Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, Mercy Basketball's Madison Bonini off to the races against New London, hoop and the harm as Mercy takes down the Whalers. At number 7, St. Thomas More Basketball, Dante Green with the big throwdown against Brewster Academy. At number 6, it might be Cromwell Basketball, but on this night it was a house of pain for Morgan. Vic Payne, Cromwell wins the Shoreline. At number 5, DeAndre Bransford, the Division II ECC Championship, layup at the buzzer, strike a pose. At number 4, Clark Lane Basketball versus Benny Dover Jackson in the Eastern Connecticut Middle School Final. We're in overtime, and Jamison Barlow with the game winner. At number 3, the Fitch cheerleading squad. Let's get a quick toss to Lib, then high to high tick-tock, ending in a full twisting cradle dismount. Oh, that's right, we got the cheerleading terms. Fitch co-ed state champions. At number 2, how about some more cheerleading talk? East Line hit their first partner stunt, full giddy-ups to a stretch. rewinded down to a high twist cradle. Vikings win Class L state champions. But at number 1, Gianni Torres, St. Bernard Fencing takes first place in the men's épée at the Connecticut Fencing Championship. Congratulations, Gianni. Those are your Grade 8 plays of the week. Send us your clips and maybe you can make next week's Grade 8.
Sienna.
Knocks it down. Sienna Knowles drills it. Look at the happiness
is
there.
open, Casey.
Look in the other direction. Marshall going coast to coast. Look at these. Joey Marshall's on fire. NFA going to run.
Breakaway again for Condori Mesa.
Boom, splash. He knows that's nothing but net.
Is it
NFA 5.
nice shot?
Looks like Carly Santos.
Santos. First try. Look at the joy.
Knocking down a shot there for Putnam Grant Hart.
Mimi.
Knocks it down. Bank shot. Had quite the shooting afternoon, but look, New London leaking.
Oh, yes. With
And
the layup.
Jaden Molina was leaking. You got to get that's that transition
Gotta
defense.
get back.
And Francis will take it up. He is not shy about running the floor. Gives it up to Malachi Reed. Francis and Reed. That's a dynamic duo out on the floor right now for Fitch. Kevin Fitzpatrick. Little strong, gets his own rebound. Again, he's got it. Kevin Fitzpatrick with the bucket and the flex. Rebound to Zahari, back to Lucier. Got it! Jackson Lucier with a high arcer knocks it down for Stonington. Wes Piella pushed by his partner, Carolyn Bear.
She should put on a clinic.
Wes, nothing but net. Fist pump, splash time. Coming the other direction, running the break, Zab Negron.
Nice touch.
Molina from downtown.
Way downtown.
Shooter shoot. Theodore. Backboard.
Nice.
Nick Theodore.
Oh.
Yeah, a little fist pump.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Nick. Tramontana knocks it down, gets a handful. Listen, how great is it that you get a high five from the official,
From the
too?
official,
I mean, that says it all. I mean,
Before every ECC basketball game, student athletes read a sportsmanship statement, asking fans to, quote, leave disrespect and hateful speech out of our gyms. Those words are especially personal for Wheeler senior DeAndre Bransford, after something he heard on the baseball field as a freshman.
He just turned around and said DeAndre is the N-word. And it was with the hard R, which is, to me, very disrespectful. And the whole usage of the N-word is very disrespectful, especially if you're a white student speaking to an African-American student.
Bransford and his principal, Kristen St. Germain, started an ECC diversity council.
Started something that I believed in personally, and me and my principal were able to come together to start a council around the ECC. And it's about inequality in our schools, and mainly in sports, and how we can fix it. It's been very successful with our messages before the games, and I feel like fans might have settled down a little listening to the athletes who are talking.
That Bransford would step up to make his voice heard was no surprise to his basketball coach, Stephen Bailey.
DeAndre, is the heart and soul, right, in our locker room. He's our vocal leader, does a great job in the huddles, in games, being our center, being an undersized center in the league. He gets that rap of always a small guy, but he's got a big heart. He plays hard, he works hard. He's going up against the 6'3s, the 6'5s, all these guys, taller than him, but it never deters him. He plays hard. He's boxing every time. He's rebounding every time. He's jumping on loose balls.
In a way, the undersized Bransford is an apt representative for Wheeler, the smallest school in the conference.
I believe that if you come from something small, you can build it up, especially being at one of the least diverse schools in the ECC. And being able to start that, I think it proves to any kid that anything is possible. You can start anything if you really believe in it. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's what I really stand on.
Though Bransford is in his last year of high school, he hopes the work he has started with the Diversity Council will continue.
My goal is for the people who come up after me to not have the same experiences I've had in high school. And if this leadership conference can hold like a little bit, like a little at a time, and if we get more kids, then I feel like my goal is being completed.
Back at halftime in the Lions' den, the Wheeler Lions with a 1-point lead over Sheehan, courtesy of this long buzzer beater from Keith Zardes. It's got the Lions and the home crowd fired up as we head into halftime. And Coach, as we are here at halftime with a 1-point Wheeler lead, just talk a little bit about what you liked from Wheeler and what you liked from Sheehan. I'll take the other side and say what I didn't like from both teams.
Sounds good. So I liked Wheeler's tempo. They played their game. You know, they want to play in the 40s, so that's where we're at, 23-22. I like how they were able to control tempo. They against the zone for the most part. They were patient. They took time off the clock every possession, took a deep breath. For the Titans, for Sheehan, I just like their length and how they were able to attack the offensive glass and get extra possessions, despite the fact that, you know, sometimes they didn't always get extra shots. They were able to get extra possessions.
So what I don't like about Wheeler is if you want to keep the game in the 40s, it doesn't mean you got to turn it over 15 times to do that. Way too many forced passes and looking a little unsettled for a team that is supposed to be, you know, composed. For Sheehan, they have got to find a way to secure the basketball. They're out rebounding them. They're out shooting them from three. They're matching their hustle. They're matching their effort. They just have to find a way to settle with the basketball. So I don't really love either team's sort of abundance of turnovers. If I had to fault one, I'd say Sheehan, it's more of a function of Wheeler's pressure. Wheeler, I think, even though it's a function of Sheehan's length, it's really Wheeler's inability to kind of make good choices. Sports Doctor, what are your thoughts here? What have you been listening in on?
From the Sheehan huddle, they want to be tougher. They want to be a tougher team out there. Take care of the basketball and knock down more three-point shots. You know, from the Wheeler side is let's value each possession. We picked their pocket early. We left a lot of meat on the bone there. Let's finish the job. So if we're going to steal, let's turn it into points.
A small thing of note, which I think is noteworthy, is Wheeler gets the ball to start the second half. And I think it's noteworthy because you have a 1-point lead. Chance to go up, 3 or 4 points here to start the second half would go a long way tempo-wise. There's a great dump in to Bransford, and then Kessler finds himself in some trouble, and Sheehan gets it right back with a tie-up of their own.
Yeah, the Sheehan length is bothering Wheeler. That was a great design play out of halftime by Coach Bailey. Got it inside immediately, go opposite for a wide open three, but the length on the closeout forces Kessler to bring it down, and they turn it over.
Mark Antonio, nice little touch from about 12 feet, puts Sheehan back on top.
He has 14 of the 24 for the Titans.
Only a junior. A lot to like. Brewer. Zardes has a step. Nice dump down Bransford. You can see the length is bothering Bransford. Kessler with a three. Can't get it to go, and Sheehan will push. And we're going to get a carry by Hodling. And that's off the pressure of Bransford. Bransford, who we've seen score against Juan Morel, right? We've seen him use the basket. He's being bothered. When he gets the ball down low, he usually likes to, like you see, pump fake, use the basket, but they're closing on both sides, multiple guys. It's causing problems.
Yeah, they just keep coming. It's a forest. It's not just a singular redwood.
I'd like to see Kessler challenge the basket. He can hang, he can use his body. I don't want to see him picking his dribble up in the paint and letting the hands get to it. I'd like to see Wheeler challenge some of this length by getting to the basket, seeing if they can draw contact at the rim.
It's Brewer. That's the guy they got to find a way to get going north-south.
Krizowitz blocked. Good hands. That was Justin Smith back in the game after 2 early fouls. And a beautiful give and go to the cutting Crowell Massey, and it's a 3-point Sheehan lead.
Yeah, Wheeler's not getting back and locking down in the half court like they usually do tonight, giving a lot of easy opportunities at the basket for the Titans when they are able to get the ball into the paint.
Zardes drives, Krzyzewicz gets it, no good. Bransford touches it, but Smith, nice touch to Crowell Massey. Sheehan will run. Oh, we're going to get an offensive foul. Crowell Massey lowered his shoulder, and Krzyzewicz went down like a sack of wheat.
That's the
second charge.
Second big charge that Krzyzewicz has taken.
Fouls on black number 11, his second. Team's first.
Second personal foul on Crowell Massey. Brewer has been quiet, picked his dribble up. Good look, Bransford. Back to Brewer. Kick out. Now Kessler zips to Bransford, and he's going to draw the foul. And if that is against Smith, it'll be his third. But they're going to call it instead on Hoteling. And that's the second on Hoteling. Bransford will get 2 free throws.
Bransford 6 in the first half.
Short on the first free throw.
Wheeler ice cold this third quarter, 0 of 3 shooting, 0 of 1 from the free throw line.
Bransford's second is strong, and a good rebound by Smith. Another empty trip for Wheeler. Smith, straightaway 3, no good, and Brewer just lets it go out of bounds.
And surprisingly, Sheehan has gone ice cold from three-point land. They're 0 of their last 6, but they've been able to get some buckets inside, which you thought Wheeler would kind of choke that off with their strong man-to-man defense.
I'd like to see Wheeler get Brewer at the free throw line. Instead, he says, I'm going to drain the NBA 3 and get us tied up at 26.
Yeah, he's the guy that the length won't bother. They got to try to get him more involved, and like you said, I would like to see him come off a ball screen and get to the foul line.
Mark Antonio with Krzyzewicz on him. That was a great matchup in the first half. Crowell Massey off the hands of Kessler. It'll stay with Sheehan. O'Brien will inbound for Sheehan. Mark Antonio, quick trigger 3, no good. Kessler corrals it for the Lions.
Wheeler hasn't been able to, get a lead that's forced Sheehan to come out of this zone, so they're going to stick and play with it until they have to come out of it, which might not be tonight.
Kessler, straightaway 3, got it! Kyle Kessler gives the Lions a 3-point lead.
Back-to-back threes from the Lions. They go from down 3 to up 3.
Good hands from Kessler, dives on the floor with Zardes, and a timeout, Stephen Bailey. He wants the timeout, and he's got it. While we have this timeout, we'd like to say that Game Day is brought to you by Beriah Lewis Farm, a North Stonington family-run farm since 1791. Think about that, 1791, 7 generations, and going strong, continuing to provide quality dairy and beef in southeastern Connecticut and beyond. They're proud to give back to the local community and to Wheeler basketball. Visit their social media pages for updated farm store hours and let them continue feeding your family. And for East Coast Jewelry and Loan, for 14 years, they've been serving the local community. If you have old, used, or broken jewelry or silverware, they will pay the highest prices for your gold and your silver. You need tools, electronics, or jewelry? Don't sweat it. See Brett at East Coast Jewelry and Loan, located 2 miles from Foxwoods on Route 2 in North Stonington. 3-point lead, and the basketball will be in Wheeler's possession. Student section starting to pick it up a little bit on the stage. Bransford catches it at the free throw line, spins, picks up the dribble. Now Zardes drives. Floater no good. Ball is tipped around, and finally Mark Antonio comes down with it. Zardes pounds Mark Antonio, and we're going to get a tie-up on the floor again.
They're going to call foul, I think. Looked like a foul call.
They are going to call a foul. That's going to be on Zardes. So the foul's on Zardes. That's his first. This is, by the way, the latest in any game I've seen him get his first.
Yeah,
With as active as he is.
Yeah. No, this game has been officiated outstandingly.
I agree. The explanation he gave Coach Bailey, too, was, no, Coach, he was a step late, got there after the ball and made contact. And that's just sometimes the officials can say something, you've got no response.
Yeah.
Turnover as Forgione thought Hodling was going to zig. Hodling zagged. And the young person in the front row got the souvenir.
Kick save, a beautiful kick save from the Wheeler spectator in the front row.
So Wheeler 3-point lead and the basketball. Good bounce pass. Bransford kicks out to Zardes. I'd like to see Bransford challenge that. Good look to Brewer, but off his hands. I'd like to see Bransford challenge that. Even if he gives him a pump fake and goes body to body, get a shot blocked a couple times, fine. But I think you can't give it. I don't think that it's not in his game to give that up.
He's trying to play smart. A couple times earlier in the game, he did get it blocked, so.
Nice move all the way to the basket by Forgione. The left-handed scoop brings the Titans to within a point. Krizowitz, there's Brewer at the free throw line, and they can't quite find him. That's the guy they need to see. Like you said, he can shoot over the top of it. They seem to have no problem getting Bransford the ball there, but Brewer's had a harder time. Baseline, Brewer. Kick out. Bransford. Bully, left hand, no good. Great defense. And a reach-in foul against Wheeler. That's great defense from Crowell Massey, but I like Bransford's effort there. I like that he tried to be creative in the paint.
But those kinds of plays make you think about the next one. And that's the issue now, is that sometimes it starts to creep into your head that I gotta pass this one, or I gotta fake it an extra time. And so that length, has really been the difference here for the Titans in being able to stick in this game despite all their turnovers.
Wheeler starting to get a little extra effort on the screens, forcing the ball out of bounds.
Because Wheeler's had a lot more shot attempts than Sheehan has.
O'Brien, Mark Antonio, spins on Krizowitz, and he's going to draw the foul. That should be the third on Krizowitz. We'll see Montigny check back in the game for Wheeler.
And Montigny gave them good minutes in the second quarter, so. Krizowitz not really known for his scoring. He's their energy guy, their lunch pail guy, rebounds, defense, energy.
He's Rambisonian. Rambis-X.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Rambisonian.
Well, I mean, the goggles alone.
He's a Rambosaurus Rex.
and always playing with a smile on his face. Love that. Love his energy.
Happy to play basketball, right? We're all tied up at 29. This thing is not going to be going anywhere, I can tell you that.
15 for Cade Mark Antonio.
Bransford, there's Brewer. Turnaround, jump shot in the paint, no good. Great defense again from Crowell Massey. He has been a menace. Forgione loves the left hand. Great rebound by Montigny. He blocked out Mark Antonio.
And that's what he has to do. That's his job now until they go back to Krizowitz. He just has to make sure that he doesn't give up any open shots and he gets rebounds.
I like to see Kessler get involved here. He's been really timely with them. And right on cue, a fabulous look. Kessler to the cutting Montigny.
Oh, bonus time for Montigny. I just said he doesn't even have to do that.
That looks like him on the football field. And we're going to get a foul away from the basket on the drive. They're going to call that one against Zardes, so that'll be his second. We'll see. Speaking of great football players, Brady Risacci, running back for Sheehan. Now, he and Montigny would be a fabulous matchup on the football field. That's Kessler right there was like playing quarterback. He hit Montigny in stride. Hodling will inbound. Ahmed picks up the dribble. 3 is good from Crowell Massey. The big guy steps outside and shows that he has some range, and he gives Sheehan a 1-point lead. Under a minute remaining in the third period. It's a good one. Montigny. Shot clock to 15. Zardes picks his dribble up, stutter steps, finds Brewer. Brewer, foul, basket is good. Hoop, harm, +1 coming for Zane Brewer.
The bank is open. The fadeaway bank shot. Deuce-in damage for Zane Brewer.
That puts Wheeler on top by a point. Foul is on Risacci, his first. And we're going to get a sub in the game. John Anderson's going to give Zardes. They're not going to let Zardes get his third foul with 30 seconds remaining in the third period. You are allowed to say that's 8 players now. That's right there. Brewer, no, but Bransford rips down the rebound and draws the foul on Risacci. Bransford, that's a hustle play. We're used to seeing it. And they'll do Zardes back in the game for the offensive side of things.
And that allows Wheeler, if they get the ball in safely, to take the last shot.
4th foul on both teams. So we haven't gotten to a bonus yet in any of the first 3 periods. Bransford swings it to Kessler, and Wheeler will have the last shot, looking to go into the 4th period with at least a 1-point lead. 20 seconds and counting now.
No.
A little early. It's going to give a chance for a 3. Hodling, back iron, no good. But a foul against Sheehan. And if that's the case, that's the 5th foul on Sheehan. Fouls on Mark Antonio.
And Wheeler escaped one there. They don't even need, honestly, they don't even need to be moving the ball around the perimeter. Sheehan's in the zone. Kessler just hold it at half court until it's time to go. They make a pass, a dangerous pass inside, way too early in the shot clock. If Hodling's 3 goes down, that's a whole different game. Instead, the foul puts Kessler at the line.
Chance to extend the 1-point lead in the first free throw is no good. Anderson will come back in, and Zardes will go to the bench for the 3.8 seconds here remaining in the third period. One more for Kyle Kessler. That one is good. Sheehan, buzzer beater from half court. Good if it goes. It is strong. We're at the end of the third period. 2-point lead for Wheeler as we head to the 4th quarter. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports, all of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce though. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Go over to patreon.com/theday and sign up to make a small recurring contribution. Think of it as a tip to the Game Day crew for what they do. Want to show your support in a more visible way? Hit up our merch store and pick up some Game Day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community, and if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
Great look. Brewer twisting, bank shot. The energy Wheeler leads. They have a 2-point lead. Sports Doctor was listening in on the Sheehan huddle. Sports Doctor, what did you hear from the Titans?
Both sides there, Casey, from the Titans huddle. Share the basketball, move it on offense. Let's find the open guy, knock down some shots, and get out of here with a victory. Coach Bailey talks about execution, securing the basketball, and getting quality shots and 50-50 balls.
2-point Wheeler lead. First possession of the fourth period belongs to the Lions. Shot clock down to 15. Zardes, they're extending the zone, making Wheeler work for it. Kessler pulls up for three. Got it! Kyle Kessler gives Wheeler its biggest lead in quite a while. It's 5. Back the other direction. Forgione fouled by Zardes, and that's going to be his 3rd.
Wheeler's now hit their last 3-point shot attempts. And Kessler now has 10.
It's fourth quarter, but Zardes has to be careful. That's his 3rd. Doesn't want to get his 4th. Sheehan will inbound. Lob. Mark Antonio. Great job from Montigny to tip it. And there was no possession, so it's a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Sheehan.
Anytime you can get the arrow back in your favor, though, that's always good. You want that in your back pocket late in the game when there's a scramble. So that's a win for Wheeler, even though it was a slight loss that they weren't able to secure the defensive rebound on the miss.
Montigny's given them good minutes, and he is not afraid to get up in the rebounding position.
Yeah.
Good physical player. Totaling. Give and go. Smith ends it up with it. Wrong guy has it. Mark Antonio, no good. Smith goes up high for the rebound and loses it. And they're going to say it's off of Zardes. I think that might be a break for Sheehan, because I think Smith, if anything, he maybe bounced it off his head.
All these long rebounds, though, on the long misses, Sheehan will talk it over.
Timeout, Sheehan. And we should let you know that Game Day is brought to you by Northeast Truck and Off-Road, your local source for truck and Jeep accessories, located in Gales Ferry, Connecticut. The #1 choice for Patriot spray on bed liners, window tint, lift kits, and more. Owner and Wheeler graduate, Jeff Mazzella and the crew at Northeast Truck and Off-Road wish the Wheeler Lions good luck. Go Lions! Chinook River Brewery and Wood-Fired Pizza, located in downtown North Stonington. We're here to stand behind and support all the local teams and coaches. And Christine Wagner of State Farm. When you make the right decision, it feels good, and that's why State Farm agent Christine Wagner is right here in North Stonington to help you make the right choice at the right price. Christine will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Thank you for our sponsors here tonight for this good one, a 5-point lead. Sports Doctor, you were listening in again. What'd you hear?
Just, continue to help ourselves a little bit for the Sheehan, huddle case. We're hurting ourselves.
Good screen kick to Totaling, dump down to Smith. Straightaway 3 is going to be in and out, and Brewer rips down the rebound of the O'Brien miss.
0 for 4 3-pointers for the Titans this quarter.
5-point lead in the basketball. Wheeler has a chance to put a little bit of pressure here. Good look, Montigny, good dump down. Bransford, no, reverse, no, but he got his own rebound and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2. The energy guy, DeAndre Bransford. Foul is on Justin Smith.
And for the first time tonight, Sheehan felt like they had to extend the zone. The top line of the zone came out to the volleyball line. That created a lot more space inside for Montigny and Bransford to operate. It had been packed in there tight, and finally, Wheeler had a little bit of a lead, enough to bring the Titans out of that.
I'll tell you what I'm noticing. Bransford has had problems with Jackson Crowell-Massey, who's checking back into the game right now, by the way. They're going to go double big with Justin Smith. I think Bransford has kind of gotten Smith's feel, and he's a little bit bigger and not as long. I think Bransford kind of feels comfortable there. It's been Crowell-Massey that's given him the problems, 2 inches longer, and I think Bransford just hasn't quite figured out, which move to use yet. That time it was just a hustle play.
He gets 1 of 2. Wheeler 5 of 11 from the free throw line tonight.
Crowell-Massey over the top of Brewer. Brewer went down hard. He gets up and he seems to be okay. The lead is 4.
Crowell-Massey with 7.
Definitely extending the zone. There should be backdoor cuts aplenty here for Wheeler. Montigny finds Bransford, and that goes off his knee out of bounds, but you can see Wheeler trying to dissect the extended zone.
Yeah, Montigny's wide open. And that might be scouting report, but he's doing a good job of trying to get that bounce pass into Bransford.
Smith, floater, beautifully done by Justin Smith, and the lead just like that is 2.
That's where I'd like to see Brewer.
Bransford, Montigny steals Smith. And that's going to be a carry against Sheehan, I believe, and it is. Great defense by Wheeler, disrupting the dribble.
Approaching the 5-minute mark now. What a tense environment we have. 2-point game.
Sheehan sags back in the zone a little bit.
Yeah, the lead's back to 2 now, so they can sag back.
Brewer, nice pass. Bransford swings. Zardes up high. Basket does not go, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul's going to be on Mark Antonio, or are they going to call it on Forgione? It's actually going to be on Jake O'Brien, and that's why Mark Antonio was saying, it wasn't me, and they said, you're right, it wasn't you. It was on O'Brien. 3-point Wheeler lead as Zardes knocks down the first one to the delight of the student section. Students on a stage here at Wheeler High School. 2 big free throws from Keith Zardes. It's a 2-possession game.
12 for Zardes.
Smith grabs the rebound, and he's going to be fouled on his way down. Bransford doesn't like it, but he's going to get the foul called on him.
Down the stretch, Wheeler's going to have to find a way to secure these defensive rebounds. Sheehan is getting a lot of shots up. They have 7 shots up this quarter, and we're not even halfway through. They only had 25 shots up for the first 3 quarters.
Hoteling will inbound. O'Brien. Zardes on him. Back to Hoteling. O'Brien drive to the basket. High over Brewer. Nice move from Jake O'Brien. Nice dump down. Montigny. Open look. Zardes for 3. No. Bransford. No. Contact. No call. And Sheehan with a chance to tie or take the lead. And Smith, a little overzealous on the cross-court pass.
They thought he saw something.
We're going to be under 4 minutes here as this possession goes on for Wheeler.
Coach Wodach saying back it up, pack it in.
Bransford, patient, doesn't go down. I like the patience, though. And Crowell-Massey loses it out of bounds. Trying to run the other way for Sheehan. Sheehan, its own worst enemy right now. This is exactly what we talked about at halftime. They have to take better care of the basketball. Timeout, Sheehan. That's a 30-second timeout. So we're going to thank our sponsors one more time, because in order for us to do these postseason games, we require some help from the community and our sponsor partners, and we can't thank them enough. So tonight's game is brought to you by Beriah Lewis Farm, a North Stonington family-run farm since 1791. 7 generations and going strong. Proud to give back to the local community and Wheeler basketball. So go to Beriah Lewis Farm, all their social medias, and find out store hours, and you know what? Let them help feed your family. And East Coast Jewelry and Loan, 14 years in the local community. They've got the best prices on gold and silver. If you need electronics or tools or jewelry, don't sweat it. See Brett at East Coast Jewelry and Loan, 2 miles from Foxwoods on Route 2 in North Stonington. 2-point Wheeler lead. They've got the basketball. We'll see what Sheehan does if they dial anything up differently defensively coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, it's been pretty vanilla in terms of their defense, but it's worked.
Brewer, Bransford, reverse, no good. It was 3/4 of the way down. The look was there.
Beautiful execution again. Iron unkind.
Antonio. Pump fake, good hands from Montigny. O'Brien drives, and we're tied at 40.
Last 2 possessions, O'Brien's taking it strong left hands to the basket.
Brewer flash into the high post. He has it. Spins, pulls up, and buries it. Zane Brewer gives Wheeler a 2-point lead.
Yeah, that's the shot that I like for my money.
Good strip. Zardes, 2-on-1 with Kessler. Zardes finishes with the right hand over a Hodeling, and the lead is 4. Three from Hodeling, no good. Brewer has it, and Wheeler says slow it down. They want this thing well under 2 minutes. Up 4 points.
14 for Zardes, 12 for Brewer.
Kessler now, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Shot clock down to 10. Zardes drives. Wild shot off the glass is good. KZ gives Wheeler a 6-point lead.
The mixtape move, 16 for Zardes.
Great look. O'Brien zips it to Forgione. The lead is 4, and a timeout, Sheehan.
A good answer from Sheehan. Dribble penetration, finds the open man underneath. That was a must basket, I think, for Sheehan. The momentum was about to go full tilt towards the Lions. That gives them a chance to set up full court pressure here, or something different.
We're going to take a look at it right here. As Zardes, you said that's a playground play right there. That's men's league. Hang with the right hand. We got about minute 34 remaining. We got a 4-point lead for Wheeler. Talk a little bit about, as a coach, since Wheeler has the possession, right? How much time before you start feeling a little bit of, we'll say, urgency if you're Sheehan? Are you going to try to pressure the inbound?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it depends on the personnel. I would ride it out for one more possession and see if you could get a turnover, and then the pressure comes the next possession. But he knows his personnel better than me, so he might put it on right now.
Well, they got that basket. Let's see what they're going to do. Sports Doctor, what are you hearing?
Coach talked about being real aggressive. We got a couple of fouls to burn in our back pocket. Let's go get them defensively. No pressure, but real aggressive in the half-court set.
You know Wheeler wants this thing under a minute. Zardes had a chance on the baseline, instead said no. Shot clock down to 19. Back to Kessler now. It's still a 2-possession game. So Wheeler wants to milk as much clock as they can. Kessler, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Zardes drives, puts it up, no good. And with a minute left, Sheehan with a chance here to cut into the 4-point lead. Great hands by Zardes. Knocked it away. 4-point lead. Sheehan's going to have to foul. They've only got 2 right now. They foul Bransford with 40 seconds. That'll be their 3rd team foul. 24 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, I think Coach Wodach wanted them to foul immediately, and they let a lot of time burn off.
40 seconds, 4-point Wheeler lead. A trip to the quarterfinals on the line. Brewer inbounds. He finds Montigny. What a great inbound play. Basket is good. And the foul. Kyle Montigny gives Wheeler a 6-point lead on a brilliantly designed Stephen Bailey special.
And athletic director Ellen Turner's got the crowd up on their feet. That's where coaches make plays. That's where coaches make differences on those out-of-bounds plays.
And Brewer gets the rebound and is fouled. Brewer's going to go to the line to shoot 2, up 6.
Montigny, I mean, we thought he was coming in to spell Krysowitz, but Bailey, Coach Bailey wisely just rode the hot hands.
He liked what he saw. He was able to play good on-ball defense, and he wasn't afraid to mix it up rebounding-wise, and he was physical.
He has 4 points as well.
And he made great passes. Krysowitz was not really a threat with the basketball. Montigny, because of the vision and the passing, was a threat.
Beautiful out-of-bounds play. Montigny comes free.
And it should be noted, he's left-handed, so that was an offhand layup. You know, he did make that offhand, which is not the easiest thing to do.
Varsity basketball, you got to make a layup with both hands.
I understand, but my point is you're cutting to your weak side.
Yes,
if we saw the same thing from a right, see, you know what? You have bias against the lefties. my wife would say, see, this is typical, because if it was one of the right-handed players using their offhand left, you'd say, well, great use of the left hand. Sports doctor, what's going on?
Well, from one bench, you got a coach dialing up a little pressure after a make and Sheehan, and you got another coach saying, let's send them packing. Let's finish this game off in style. A lot of emotion and a lot of energy in the Wheeler bench and a little bit of strategy in the Sheehan bench. Casey, I'll tell you one thing. Sheehan's zone has played a heck of a ball game here. They took Wheeler out of their offensive identity for pretty much most of the game. Wheeler just made some big plays down the stretch.
Brewer has 2 with a chance to send this Wheeler basketball team as far as any of the boys' teams have gone, the quarterfinals. First one's a little strong, and you want to get it to a 3-possession game because you know you're going to be shooting some free throws. One more for Zane Brewer. Second one is good.
15 for Brewer.
Mark Antonio, straightaway 3, no good. And it will go over to Wheeler. The crowd is feeling it.
Press break time. Coach Bailey's gonna make sure that he has his guys in position to run their press break.
Nate Main in the game for Montigny. Bransford will inbound. So the 4 best ball handlers are on the floor for Wheeler. There's Kessler. That's a design play ahead of the pack. Kyle Kessler puts the final nail in the coffin for Sheehan. The Wheeler Lions are going to advance to the quarterfinals, and they're going to play again at home.
They had 2 fouls to give, so out of bounds play here for Sheehan. If they could get a quick 3 here, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Got to get a quick 3 here.
I love the design play. Kessler started on our side of the court, ran all the way around. The handoff wasn't there as Montigny plays cornerback. The play wasn't there, and then he went on the fly route after he came around the screen. It was so well designed.
Yeah, and it was late in the clock, too.
Mark Antonio, pump fake, three-pointer is good. The lead is 6. 9.7 seconds remaining. It's not over, as Wheeler's going to have to make a free throw.
Surprisingly, Case, I mean, as Sports Doctor said, the Sheehan zone has played a terrific game, but the Wheeler defense, for some reason, has been able to clamp down and affect the three-point shooting of the Titans. That's only their second three of the half, their first this quarter, and it's with 9.7 seconds left in the fourth.
Yeah, it's been a great winter for the Wheeler cheerleaders and the Wheeler basketball boys. Let's run down our last 3 sponsors that we want to say thank you to. Northeast Truck and Off-Road, your local source for truck and Jeep accessories, located in Gales Ferry, Connecticut. The #1 choice for Patriot spray-on bed liners, window tint, lift kits, and more. The owner, Wheeler graduate, Jeff Mazzella, and the crew at Northeast Truck and Off-Road, they wish the Wheeler Lions good luck. Well, the Lions are 9.7 away. Congratulations to the Wheeler Lions, Chinook River Brewery and Wood-Fired Pizza, located in downtown North Stonington, and Christine Wagner of State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Kessler gets the inbound, and he'll be fouled immediately, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2, and essentially they need to make 1 free throw.
Yep.
1 free throw makes it a 3-possession game, and you don't have enough time to do all the things that need to be done. Last night, Stonington High School found out that 2.1 seconds is enough time to see heartbreak. Wheeler wants to make sure this one is far enough out of reach that a last-second miracle cannot happen in the other direction. Kessler doesn't touch the net, doesn't touch the rim rather, nothing but net. And I think that should do it. Wheeler's going to be at home for a quarterfinal. How about that?
Amazing.
Eight seconds remaining. Hoteling launches a 3, no good. Tip, no good. Brewer with the rebound. And the Wheeler Lions in the Lions' den. Hugs. How about that? Jason Krisowitz went right to Kyle Montigny. Wrapped him in a hug because he knew that Montigny played huge minutes in his stead. Remember the Titans? Well, Sheehan represented themselves well, but they're heading back to Wallingford, a disappointment, as they came in and gave Wheeler all they could handle, but ultimately an 8-point loss.
Yeah, I mean, bottle this moment as one of the classic high school sporting events that you can have. You know, just a packed gym, all, you know, basically one team being rooted for, and they were able to deliver for their hometown fans. This is a true team, a team that won the middle school championship back in 2020 when they were 8th graders, and now they're all seniors. They won the ECC tournament championship, and now for the second time in school history, they go to the CIAC quarterfinals.
Well, the sports doctor is with winning coach Stephen Bailey and a happy group of prideful Lions. Sports doctor.
Happy group of Lions indeed. Coach, you're bringing this team to the quarterfinals. Can you take it in right now?
Can definitely take it in. You know, they fought hard. You know, we were up 1 after half, up 2, going into the third quarter. You know, fourth quarter is what we call winning time. And the aspect of the quarterfinals is we got to this point last year, right? We're hungry for that game. We're excited for that game. But, again, we know what the road ahead brings.
Coach, their zone gave you a lot of trouble, took you out of your offensive identity. What was the difference in the fourth quarter down the stretch?
I would just say execution. You know, we were able to take 20 seconds, 25 seconds, understand what we need to do, understand how to execute, and keep our composure. You know, and a good group of seniors and juniors keeping their composure, executing some big baskets made, and hitting our free throws down the line.
Now listen, a lot of people have said you guys don't have a bench. I saw a good bench out there tonight.
Oh yeah, we always have contributors every night in practice, every single day. But guys come in, whether it's 30 seconds, whether a minute, being able to help the team out and understand their roles.
Is it hard not to get caught up in the moment of a magical season? You've got the ECCs behind you. You're in the middle of the state tournament. Is it hard to stay composed?
I think ECCs is behind us. We've showed not only the ECC but the entire state what we're about. So it's just on to the next. Next game plan. Whoever's on that side of the bracket, that's all we're focused on.
Well, great guard play wins tournaments, Casey, and wins championships, and one of them tonight, Keith Zardes. Talk about your defensive commitment early in the game that gave their guards trouble.
I know every game we're going to lock up the guards. Me and Kessler do a great job in the backcourt. We have the big centers down low if they get by us. Every time we locking up every team, so we have help and stuff. It was easy every time.
Now, their zone did give you guys frustration on the perimeter and stuff like that. What was the patience? What was talked about? How did you stick it out?
We know we're not the greatest zone team and shooting team, but we know if we just keep the patient, get the ball to the middle, and look down low, we'll be fine.
Yeah, active players, guys moving, guys getting open. Total team effort tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, completely. Everybody helped.
I'm sure you guys are having a lot of fun. I'm sure you don't want this season to end. Wheeler High School, moving on.
Well, we know who their quarterfinal opponent is going to be. It's going to be Foreign High School. And Foreign are the Lions. So in the quarters, the Lions Den will be hosting a rival Pride of Lions.
Amazing.
And we know that when one Pride of Lions heads into the territory of another Pride of Lions, oh, it's gonna be interesting.
Only one Pride will survive.
Tonight it was the home Pride of Lions. The great out-of-bounds play to Kessler right into the face of a thriving student section here at Wheeler. What a great environment, and they'll be repeating it again. We want to say thank you to our sponsors tonight. We can't appreciate Bariah Lewis Farm, East Coast Jewelry and Loan, Northeast Truck and Off-Road, Chinook River Brewery and Wood-Fired Pizza, and Christine Wagner of State Farm for helping us make this thing happen. More to come. You gotta stay tuned because game day's not done. We've got more games in front of us as the ECC rolls on in the state tournament. For the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, a proud Wheeler alum. That's gotta feel good for you.
Casey, I tell you, it's great when you come back home. You've done it a million times, and and to see it happen. But Coach, you've been in this position too, and Casey, how special it is not only for the coach, for some of the kids to kind of climb the ladder, win the ECC tournament, and now to be here, a couple of games away from the Mohegan Sun.
It's just magic, and it's really special for the community. It's a moment that you don't forget. This is why high school athletics are so engaging, and they bring everybody out. But this has been a magical group, and for them to deliver on a night like this, that's just spectacular.
We talked about this too, Casey. Not only do you have to be good, but you have to get a little lucky along the way, and maybe the number one seed losing. Maybe things didn't break they wanted to in this game, but they hung in there and they fought hard and they found a way to win. So you talked about it, having a slice of pizza earlier. Maybe sometimes when the stars align a little bit, good things happen. This could be. You never know. You never know, but this could be one of those magical runs.
I've been a part of state championship teams as a player, as a coach, and there's a difference in how to win tournaments. And you have to, in order to win a tournament, you're going to have to survive playing bad.
Right.
You're going to have to survive. There's going to be somebody who has to step up and play a role. And this might have been the game, right? Without
Montigny off the
in,
bench, yeah.
Right. So they may never need that contribution again the rest of the way. But in order to win a tournament, and every coach that's been in a tournament that's won one will tell you, there's going to be a game where you're going to play bad. You're going to have to find a way to survive it. You hope you play bad against a team that's not very good, but you're going to play bad. You're going to have a game where someone's going to have to step up that's unexpected, and then you're going to have to beat a team who's playing really well. Because somewhere in the tournament, you're going to run into
the hot hand.
And you're going to have to find a way to overcome it. And that's every tournament. And sometimes the special stars align where you never get the team that's better than you. You get teams that you match up well with, or you never get the team like Zardy said. Their guards are going to be a problem for a lot of teams they play. So if they go up against teams that don't have really strong guards, that's going to be tough. If they go up against a team in the next few that have 2 savvy guards, it's going to be a challenge for them. So it's a lot of matchups. No, I don't ever do this, but I am guaranteeing a Lions victory in the quarterfinals.
Oh, all right. We'll take that. Here you go. Coach,
Turner,
yeah, Coach, I mean, the luxury of having, Zardes and Kessler.
Yeah.
When you need a defensive stop, it's Zardes. When you need a big pop from the outside, it's Kessler. And the other thing about them, we talked about this. Coach didn't understand this. You're playing with scared money don't win money right now. Coach doesn't understand that. You do, Casey. And that's the way I think sometimes Kessler and Zardes play. Yeah. Let's just roll the dice, and whatever happens, happens.
Now, just to let you know, you were interviewing the coach. Their quarterfinal opponent is known. They're playing Foreign High School.
Sure.
Who's coming here, and they're the Lions.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
So the Lions will advance in the quarterfinals.
There you go. And you're going out on a limb for that.
My guaranteed victory.
A lot of fun tonight, guys.
For the Sports Doctor, thank you very much. Coach, final thoughts on Wheeler as they head to the quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Zardes, I thought, was the best player on the floor tonight with his energy. He just created a lot of havoc. He made some big shots down the stretch. But like you said, they needed contributions from other guys. Montigny came off the bench, played outstanding. But also this crowd and this community came out. And when the crowd and the community comes out and they want it so bad, for the team to deliver like that, there's a lot of pressure. So for them to deliver like that when it wasn't necessarily, the shots weren't falling early, for them to deliver like that, this is a moment that everybody will remember for forever.
So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Wheeler High School and all the staff here to help fit us into what was a standing room only gymnasium. The Wheeler Lions, in front of the home crowd, are moving on to the quarterfinals. Where that game will be is not yet known, but it will be a home game for Wheeler. And they, on the heels of their Division II ECC championship, will be playing a chance for neutral site basketball, which is how we look at it. For the Sports Doctor, Keith O'Brien, all of the game day staff, and the coach, Chris Giusti, I'm Casey O'Neill. Thank you very much. You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.